Kidnapping for ransom. It's not something unusual in South Africa and specifically Gauteng, but there is a growing concern about a recent spate of kidnappings that are happening in this province, where Portuguese South African nationals and specifically butchery owners are being targeted in a spate of kidnappings in recent. Since last year in January, Eyewitness News can inform you that there have been 20 butchery owners in the province of Gauteng that have been kidnapped. In some instances, they have been released. In some instances, they have been rescued by the anti-kidnapping task team. And we know of at least one of those individuals or victims that was murdered. The ransom amounts range from 400,000 to 3.5 million rand. And at least 9 of the cases that EWN is aware of, 10 million rand ransom demand was asked for by the suspects or the kidnappers in many of these cases. The families are complying. As of last week, there were 3 kidnappings of butchery owners in a space of 72 hours. Most of those victims have not yet been found, while the kidnappers are in negotiations with the family. Now, Gauteng itself, as I said earlier, it's nothing unusual for kidnappings to happen, but there's been a recent spike in cases. Last year alone, there were more than 2,000 cases of kidnappings recorded in the province of Gauteng. Now, that accounts for almost half of the total number of kidnappings in the entire country, which is just close to 5,000 cases in total. The kidnapping task team, while they're trying their best to get down and clamp down on the spate of kidnappings, there's just too many for them to deal with at once, and they are not given the sufficient resources to deal with these cases. In some instances, we find that police and corrupt police officials are involved. In one of the cases that EWN is aware of, where a butchery owner was kidnapped in October last year, a police officer, a constable from Bramley Police Station, was arrested in connection with that case. We understand that he was last week suspended, and that's not related to the charges that he is facing of kidnapping, extortion, and attempted murder. He was released on 5,000 rand bail together with 5 of his co-accused, while 1 remains in custody. The question remains, what is Gauteng police doing about it? Resources are not properly allocated. They don't have enough capacity within the kidnapping task team to deal with this. And so the spate of kidnapping continues to rise in this country unabated. We spoke to a gentleman who had his children kidnapped in 2021, and despite paying a ransom demand of 10,000 rand, both his kids were killed.
It was a Sunday on 16 May. My doctor, she was visiting us because we got the other house at Tsepiso. And then she went back to Tsepisong on Sunday about 2 o'clock. Then afterwards, we get the phone. My wife, she get the phone from my sister. She said to her, the children that said they're kidnapped, and then they need 10,000 rands ransom to take them out. If we don't give that money, then they're gonna kill them. We was with the police, then the police, they say, okay, you mustn't come because if something happens to you, then we'll go with your wife, we'll protect your wife. Then they went there, they stopped the street there, and the guy phoned my wife. He said, okay, come with this street, come up there, then you'll meet me there. The police, they walk with him, but they was on the side, the guy mustn't see them. Then they found other guys fighting there. They stopped there to that guy. They helped that guy that was fighting. And that one, he meet my wife, he take the money, then he ran away. They came back, and then I phoned my wife. What happens there? He said, no, the guy take the money, then he ran away. Where's the police? No, the police, there was people fighting there, then they go to the people fighting there, they leave me alone here. Then I said, okay, I'm coming, then I drive there. Asked my wife, which side did he go? Then he said, no, he go inside the houses there. It was on the street, he just walk with the street. Then I drive around, I never see anyone. I drive the whole night there, but no one to find. And Monday, Monday morning, we went there again to have a look at the children. Then my father-in-law called me. He said, no, we find the car. Because there was, with the car, they kidnapped them. But the car, they never take the car. They never take nothing. They just take our money. And my father-in-law, he said, no, we find the car here. Next to the dam, there's a river there. They kill them, they throw them in the river there. And then I asked, okay, I'm coming there. He said, no, don't come. Let's meet there to your mother-in-law. Then I went there, wait for them. He came with the police, then they said, no, we find your children in the river there, they kill them. Then we take them to the mortuary. The boy that shoot him next to the eye here, and then the lady that shoot him on the back, the head.
And while in many of the cases, kidnapping ransom demands are quite excessive, and we're talking about anything from 5 to 10 million rand, there are sort of copycat kidnapping syndicates that are starting to pop up in certain parts of the province. And these copycat syndicates are kidnapping people for far less and demanding far less. In some instances, we're aware of 5 to 10,000 rand being asked for in ransom demands. And these are affecting people, ordinary South Africans, and not necessarily the higher or middle to higher class South Africans or business owners or executives for that matter.